Welcome to HME, a culture and accountability tool developed by the H Factor to assist in the implementation of the H Factor process. There are 4 things that govern what we do when we come to work each day: the reason the organisation exists, the position or positions we hold, the teams that we are a member of, and the policies and procedures that govern the organisation. And of course, there's the organisational culture that holds it all together. Allow me to show you around the HME system. Let's start at the beginning. If you haven't logged in as yet, then you'll need to go to www.h-me.online/h-me. Here you arrive at the home page. If you scroll down, you can see an outline of what's available inside the system. Click on Login. You should have a login, which would normally be your email address, and you should have been given a password. I'm going to log in with our Get Smart sample company to show you inside. Okay, now that I've logged in, you can see that I've arrived at the organisation's homepage. Here you will see the organisation's story, which consists of why they exist at all, their brand values, and high-level strategic intent. You'll also see the values statements and perhaps some history. Let's start with positions. Because I've logged in as Agent Moyle, when I click on the positions, it'll first show me the organisational structure for this organisation. Then as I scroll down, I'll see the positions that I hold. I can open the position agreement and see all of the position details and the accountabilities that I am responsible for in this particular position. I'll just go back to positions now. You can click back or hit the positions button. It is of course possible for people to have more than one position within an organisation, and if that were the case here, you'd see each of those positions listed under the positions I hold. You'll also see a field called Outcome Reviews. This will be addressed in another video specifically designed to assist people with the outcomes review process. Down a bit further, you'll see positions I lead. As Agent Moyle, I don't have anyone reporting to me, so you'll see no data. If I did have people reporting me, those positions would be listed here. Scroll down a little further and I can now see all positions in the organisation. This is important, particularly if I want to progress through the organisation. This gives me the opportunity to understand what the accountabilities for every position is. For instance, if I want to see what the position chief does, I can simply go over here, hit the print, and now I can see all the essential outcomes for that particular role. I'll just go back to positions again. This is also a good time to point out that there's 2 levels of access in the HME system. There's what's called an H keeper or a business leader, and there's what's called an H member. Agent Moyle is an H keeper and therefore can edit and amend outcomes. However, most will be an H member and will not have access to this. We won't be addressing the recruitment section in this video, as this has its own video. Now let's look at Teams. Teams is a great place to really understand what's going on in the business and where the accountability aspect of HME comes to the fore. Any person can create a team at any time. It could be as complex as the management team or board, or as simple as the Christmas party team. Whenever someone wants to get together with others and be responsible for actions, then this is a great tool. You'll notice it starts with My Teams. Agent Moyle is a member of 2 teams, the Christmas party team and the management team. You'll notice that you can see who else is on the team and can edit the team and view the actions. If we scroll down further, you can see all our teams. Everybody in the organisation can see what teams the organisation has, who is in the teams, and what the purpose of the team is. However, only the people who are part of that team can see the actions. Let's go back to My Teams and see what happens when we look at actions. Let's look at the Christmas party team actions. Just click on the button there. You'll see the details of the team and you'll see the current team actions. Note that this is searchable. There's currently 4 actions. You'll see the action description, action owner, meaning who is responsible for reporting to the team on the progress. You'll see importance, and that is on a sliding scale from 1 to 5. You'll see due date, next review date, completed. You can view action details and you can edit the action. You can quickly edit most of these fields during the meeting. For example, so let's say we're having a meeting. We sort in due date. We could also sort in any of the fields headed in red. We've decided that the first action is incorrect and it should actually read 50 guests. So what I can do is quickly just click on that action, change that, typing 60 guests and hit submit. And that automatically changes. I can also change the due date very quickly. Just click and change the date and submit. And I can also mark the action as completed. Once I click completed and input the date, the next time this is refreshed, the completed item will disappear from the current actions and move to the completed actions section. I'll just refresh that. There it is there. Hit refresh. The action's now gone. If I scroll down, completed team actions, and you'll see it there. Again, that is searchable. During a meeting, somebody can be assigned the task of adding any new actions. Adding a new action is very, very simple. Complete the action description. Example, let's add in check if our... Next, you would assign an owner. The drop-down field will give you the members of the team. Let's say Agent Moyle. We have the option to use the importance button. Very important to not so, but you don't have to. You do have to put a due date in. Let's say 24th. You also have the option, if it's appropriate, to attach a file, add a budget figure, estimated hours. Estimated hours is handy, particularly if you're creating an action that could have perhaps been part of a proposal where time was allocated for it. Throughout the whole system, only those with the red asterisk you can see here are required fields. The other ones are certainly optional. So once you've filled in the details, hit submit. Now that action appears in the current actions, as you can see there. You'll also notice that there's a section called Team Reports. This provides the option for people to submit a team report. This would be quite relevant to a team such as the management team. To add a report, simply click on Add a New Team Report and complete the areas that are relevant. I'll just put some text in there. I need to choose the position, because remember you could have more than one position and each position requires a report, or you could even actually be reporting for somebody else. So you've really got all the positions in the company there that you can choose from. You need to choose the business area. For this, we will just simply choose customer service. The report date, this will be today's date, but if you want to change that, you have the option. Progress on KPIs, current opportunities, issues or challenges. You only need to fill in what's relevant. QA non-compliance reports, project updates, resourcing needs, leave and cover arrangements, safety issues or hazards, and ideas for or issues for team discussion. Once you've finished the report, you hit submit. Now you'll see the report in Team Reports. A lot of users set rules around reports. For instance, reports must be lodged, say, 5 days before the meeting so that people have the opportunity to read the report. To simply read, you just click read, and you can actually click it. Once you've read it, you can click it as read. Now we'll go over to my favourite section, which is my actions. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see my current actions. This is where you can create any action that you want to keep, and the only person that can see these actions is yourself. So you can put anything you like in there. To create a new action, you simply hit add a new action, give your action a name, add action detail. Note this is, and you'll note this throughout the system, this is a rich text field, meaning that you can put pictures in there, you can put videos in there, and it's completely formattable. Note that if you are putting a picture or a video, it will actually ask you for a URL. It's up to you if you want to add importance, it's completely up to you. With your private actions, it's also up to you if you want to put a due date in. Also optional whether you put position and whether you'd like to put the position outcome in there as well. Estimated times and measure. All of these things are optional except the actual action name. So if I go back to my actions, below what you'll see is team actions. So these are all the actions that I've been assigned in any of the team for which I'm a member. If you scroll down, you'll see completed action. There's no data there. But if I was to go up here and put in a completed date, in fact I'll put in yesterday, submit. Now if I refresh that, now that action has disappeared from my current actions and it is now visible in my completed actions. Remember that any of the team actions, if they're completed, they actually won't show on your actions, but they will show on the team completed actions in the relevant team. Now what we're going to do is have a look at code books. We refer to policies and procedures as codes. Every organisation in Australia will automatically receive the Australia All States Code Book chapter. This spells out the requirements under the Fair Work Act and the National Employment Standards. Every organisation using HME will also have their company code book chapter. Here's the Get Smart one here. This is where you can create procedures that build to create basically an organisational wiki that describes how things are done around here. This can be really quite valuable to an organisation. We'll go into the Get Smart chapter and explore. Just hit view. What you'll see here is the current codes. Note that the entire codebook chapter is searchable for ease of finding codes. To see the details of any codes, you can scroll across and click view. Or you can simply read it in the field here. Sometimes a very detailed code will actually not display properly this way. If that's the case, then take the first option and go over to view. Anyone can create a new procedure at any time. Simply add a new code. Only an HKeeper or a business leader can create and or edit a policy. However, anyone can create and or edit a procedure. So I'm going to choose procedure here. Give your code a policy area by clicking on the drop down field. We'll choose administration. You can choose more than one. Give your code a name. We're just going to call this test code. Fill in the description. This is why the policy exists. To demonstrate HME code book. Here you give the details of the policy or procedure. Again, you've got rich text format here. Again, you can add images or videos, but remember they must be attached to a URL. So if it's something that's an internal video or internal picture that you want to use, you can use tools such as Dropbox, or there's quite a few online storage facilities where you can actually key in a URL. You can also, if it's appropriate, attach a file. You'll also see the effective date, effective from. This will always default to today's date, but if that's not appropriate, you have the option to change it. Now hit submit, and your code is now included. Now we can see our policy that we've just created. It'll automatically be given a name. You'll see it sitting in there. HME provides the facility for version control, which is extremely handy if you have a quality assurance system where you need to demonstrate current and past procedures. There is another video that will provide specific training about this. Just scroll down so you can see previous versions of codes for this chapter. So that is where your previous versions would be held. It's not mandatory that you do version control, but you do have that option. So that's the major sections of HME covered. So what I'll do now is I will quickly show you two more facilities. We have a suggestion area. This is, if I click on that, this is where you can store or lodge any suggestions for the business. So you simply give the business improvement a name, give as much detail as you can about the idea. What are the benefits of the idea? Give it an estimate or an idea about costs to implement the idea. You can attach a file if appropriate, and you can choose a team that is actually going to review or that you actually want to review your suggestion. So if it's something for the management team, you simply click that. You can keep your suggestion anonymous, and then you hit submit, and it ends up in this section here. Anyone can see that, and the team that you choose, in this case we chose the management team, will actually get notified in the team section that there is an idea for their review. The other one is heroes. Click on heroes. This is where you can nominate a hero. So you can choose the person. It'll show all the employees in your organisation. You can give details about how this person demonstrated the values and what impact their action had. You also need to actually choose the value statement that they demonstrated. Again, you can choose to attach a file if that's appropriate, and then you hit submit. You'll see below all the heroes that have been nominated, and if we want to view any of these, we can like them. So you can have a look and you can hit like, submit. It will show you how many people have liked it, so 3 likes, but you will note that Agent Moyle, that's who I'm logged in as, has liked it twice. Now what you do with this information is really for the organisation to decide. So that is HME, and I want to thank you for joining me on this initial tour, and I hope you enjoy using HME. Thank you. Bye.